Now in Iraq, the jihadists from the so-called Islamic State of Iraq and Syria group, or ISIS, have managed to take over much of the country's western border. Recently, they occupied 4 cities in Iraq and 3 checkpoints on the border with Syria and Jordan, and that as the country dives deeper into sectarian division, along with the Kurds in the north seeking independence. RT's Lucy Kavanaugh is in Iraq for us.
The march on Baghdad, for now on hold. Instead, jihadist fighters tightened their grip on western Iraq. This weekend's gains, 3 border crossings into Syria and Jordan, and 4 nearby towns. Territory now firmly in the hands of insurgents from the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Despite the chaos spreading across the country, an eerie calm in the Kurdish capital. The city is just 60 kilometers from the ISIS front line, but in downtown Erbil, it was business as usual.
Kurdistan has often felt like a separate country altogether, even at the height of Iraq's most violent and bloodiest moments. Now, with the current crisis shredding the country to pieces, it's closer than ever to becoming one.
Kurdish soldiers are now in control of territory that used to be disputed. But no one here seems to think that jihadists would dare march on them.
I have full faith in the forces. They won't let anything happen.
For some, the prospect of a divided Iraq was a welcome one.
Do you think that Iraq will remain one country as we know it after this crisis?
It may be that Iraq will have to be divided. We'll have our area, and the Sunnis and Shias will have theirs. No one in Kurdistan is worried. We have oil. We have a strong army.
They may have oil, but fuel is running scarce. For days now, Iraqi forces battled with ISIS for control of the country's largest oil refinery.
This is one of the first things you notice here in Erbil, these massive gas lines. Some of the cars have been here for hours since the morning. Many people, in fact, camped overnight to try to get online so they can get gas.
Frustrated residents line up to get their share. Authorities have limited each individual to 30 liters. That's less than what it takes to fill 2 tanks. Some were seen emptying their newly purchased supply into containers in order to go back for more.
It's a very unusual situation. There's Kurdish police officers guarding the gas stations here just to prevent fights and conflict from breaking out. The people we've spoken to said there haven't been lines like this for fuel since the outbreak of the U.S.-led invasion back in 2003. And although there aren't shortages here in Erbil, parts of northern Iraq have run out of gas, even on the black market. And so people are stocking up. They say that they don't know what the future will bring, and the fear is that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
That's a sentiment we heard from many here. This man fled the Sunni-dominated Anbar province. It's not ISIS that he was afraid of.
We left Fallujah because we were scared of shelling from the Iraqi army.
And it's not just Sunnis fleeing the violence. We encountered Shia refugees too. Fakht al-Ghazi Jabur came here 6 days ago from Baghdad.
In Baghdad, the situation has gone from bad to worse. People are arming themselves and getting ready to fight one another. All I see in the future is bloodshed and violence. If something doesn't change, Iraq will be a country of orphans and widows.
Lucy Kavanaugh, RT, Erbil, Iraq.